then I end up looking like a weirdo. Hi, and welcome to today's video. My name is Arena, and I love playing with makeup. And today I'm gonna be talking about one of the most expensive makeup mistakes that I made, and it is not waiting. Seriously, I've blamed SPFs, moisturizers, concealers for problems that they never actually caused. Once I realized what was happening, so many products actually started behaving and working so much better than I was expecting them to. So today I want to talk about 5 products that taught me patience. And the funny thing is, these products, they don't even have that much in common. I have like skincare, I have makeup, but they all have one thing in common. If I judge them too quickly, I get the wrong results. 1. SPF. I used to apply SPF and then go straight in with foundation. So the foundation was layering really weirdly, stuff started peeling off, and I wanted to blame the foundation. But eventually I realized my SPF just wasn't fully settled yet. Because it's not something that you should rush for. This is literally your protection from the sun. And if I waited for just 10-15 minutes, my SPF was settled, everything was like set, and nothing was actually moving. So after that, once I noticed that with SPF, I started noticing it everywhere. Number 2, moisturizer. Again, on the days when I don't put on SPF, of course I had exactly the same problem. Moisturizer wasn't set, wasn't dry enough, and so I was just putting another layer on top of the wet skin that I had at the moment because of the moisturizer, and then things went wrong. Especially on the days when I felt like really dry and my skin was like dehydrated. I wanted to set and save this moisture by covering it like with more moisture, and I mean foundation if it's not powder foundation. And that was a disaster. So just if I wait for just a bit, then everything started to work completely different. The same thing goes for moisturizer on the days when I actually use my SPF. I use Beauty of Joseon, and it is moisturizing enough by itself. So I can use that as a moisturizer and as an SPF that I'm using. But if I don't let my moisturizer actually set before I apply SPF, my SPF starts moving all over my face, slide off, and misbehave. So instead, wait for the moisturizer to set and then put your SPF on and then wait again. But for a bit longer. SPF takes a bit longer. But skincare is not the only category where I do that. Number 3, eye primer. To be honest, I didn't actually have this problem, but I know that some other people do. The eye primer needs time to set. When you apply it like on your skin, on your eyelid, give it a minute. It's gonna absorb into your skin and then powder it on top. Because like sometimes primers can go a bit pinky or peachy or, in my case, white. But if I wait for just a minute, everything starts to work completely different and look completely different. Because you don't want white eyelids. You want the base to be there for the eyeshadows to grab onto and also for longevity. You need a bit to even out the color, for sure, but it doesn't have to be white or straight peach or straight pink. Just give it a moment and then it's gonna be done. I think a lot of us expect products to work instantly. We put something straight on and immediately decide whether that was good or bad. But sometimes we're judging the product before it actually did what it's supposed to do. Number 4, concealer. Okay, so I used to blend my concealer immediately. I used to put it on and just straight away blending, and it was giving me nothing. It wasn't giving me the coverage it was supposed to give, and I was blaming the concealer. I was pissed off with that. I was feeling that that was like a bad recommendation. Back then I had a MAC Radiance concealer. Now I use the other ones, but anyway, it's not the concealer's fault. It is my fault. I once saw a video by Nikki LaRose, and she said that the concealer needs time to dry a bit under the eyes already. So I decided to try it, and I waited just a minute. She was doing her eyebrows or something at the same time, so I was doing the same. Now, every time that I put on concealer, I'm actually doing my eyebrows at the same time. This is like perfect timing for me to wait for my concealer. And suddenly I got more coverage without using more product. This is what worked for me. And maybe you don't need like a lot of coverage. Sometimes I don't. And sometimes it depends on the formula, because like some formulas are more hydrating, so they're a bit more liquidy. Some are more creamy, so they need less time to set in there. But now I'm trying to find my ways in this world of concealers and their textures and their formulas. But now I at least know that if I wait, then the coverage is going to be much better. And last but not least, number 5, liquid bronzer. Okay, you would say, okay, what do you mean, liquid bronzer? You don't have to wait for that to set. You just blend that in and that's it. Yeah, with liquid bronzer, the problem is a bit different. I have this Makeup by Mario SoftSculpt bronzing and shaping serum, and this taught me a lesson, because if you know this product, this is really serumy. It is really, really liquid. But also, I have it in the shade Fair. And what I thought that it's doing is nothing. Absolutely nothing. It blends into nothingness. Because when I just apply it, I see the color on my hand where I put the product before applying it on the brush to prepare the brush. But then when I put it on the cheek, I don't see anything on my cheek. And so I start applying more and more and more, and then it dries out. Then I end up looking like a weirdo, like I'm all dirty in some kind of mud, because I applied too much. So in this situation, I realized that I need to wait not for that to set or to make my coverage better or to do something like that, but rather actually just work, just do its thing, just become a bronzer on my cheek. So if I just apply it without seeing exactly where it comes, but then like I'm feeling that because it's such a serumy liquidy thing, after it dries out, I actually see the product. And this is so nice and so rewarding that I know how to work with that, because I thought that this product is lost for me. I don't think waiting magically fixes all web products. Some products just aren't good. But I've learned to know that if something doesn't work, maybe the problem isn't the product, the problem is me. And the only thing that I need to do is just wait a bit. Not when you're like in a rush, but when you just play with makeup, maybe give it a moment to set. One of the things that I've been thinking about lately, oh my God, lately, is how often we move on from products before really understanding them. And I think that's connected to the way we buy products as well. So if you watched my first video about buying makeup intentionally and how that changed for me, this feels like around the same discussion as well, like the part of the same conversation. And I just wanted to share that because this revelation of waiting, seriously, just waiting, helped me out so much. So I thought that maybe that can be helpful for somebody else. And please share in the comments below, what are the products that you changed your mind about after you just waited a bit, or just realized, like, changed your approach a bit towards them? And what are the makeup products, maybe skincare products, that you feel different about now just because you waited and let them do the thing? Thank you so much for watching. I hope that was helpful in any way. And please subscribe, put a thumb up, or how do they say? And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!